Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews, where today we're stepping on board a 2003 Sea Ray 480 motor yacht. The time of shooting this video shows up for sale for $234,000 and laying in Daytona Beach, Florida. Now I've actually featured one of these boats before on the channel, and the last time it sold real quick. This one measures in at just over 50 foot in length, with a beam of just over 15 feet and a draft of just under 4 feet. But she is capable of doing a great loop and has all the accommodation to make that possible. Boarding's easily done for this one because it does have that large extended bathing platform. That's also ideal if you're going to have a tender, but also makes it easy whenever you're berthing because you can just step on and off when you're coming into port. And if you imagine you were swimming or diving, as soon as you step onto the bathing platform and climb up, we've got a shower right here that's got both hot and cold water. And you'll notice there's also a transom door, so you can close this off if you want, which is really good if you're going to have pets or young children on board. And then before showing you the cockpit, I'm just going to make my way around outside first. You get through this glass door, and there is also side boarding access on both port and starboard. This slides out the way and you get a handhold in place. And speaking of handhold, as you make your way to the bow, you get handholds on both the inside and outside, so you always feel very safe and secure. I like the fact that this one's got the fender baskets. It's a great way of storing the fenders whenever the boat's underway. And you've also got the anchor locker up here, the windlass controls, you've got the searchlight. And if I open the anchor locker, you'll see that this one has got plenty of space, that you can even store bow lines in here. That's where the foghorns are, and plenty of room for all that chain. And then I'll pan the camera around. This one's got a timeless design to it, but it also shows you that space on the bow that you can use as a sun pad, or you can lay out here. And then as I make my way back through the port side, this time you're going to see that somebody's mounted a magma propane grill out here. And that way you can enjoy your nice meal while you're in the marina or even at anchor. And then again you can see that you've got that boarding access, easy handhold, and then straight back into the aft cockpit. The aft cockpit is a great setup because you can remove all those canopy covers and you can have this where you've got that open air, you can roll them up, or you can keep it fully enclosed. And by fully enclosed, look at all the vents you've got because this area is air conditioned. We've got a wet bar with a little drinks fridge back here. There's always handholds in place throughout everywhere, so you always feel safe and secure. Then right in front of that is where you're going to find the helm. This one has got really comfortable seats at the helm, and you can raise these up, you can slide them forward and back. You can also tilt the steering wheel, and that's going to mean you can sit down or stand up. You get your full engine controls, and this has got both bow and stern thrusters. You get your stereo controls. Again, you can see that this one's got more air conditioning vents. You get all your engine instrumentation, you got multifunction displays, you get your autopilot. And also notice that small window on the front, you can push a button and that can open electronically and let some fresh air in. Now there's no flybridge on this boat, but I honestly don't feel like you need one, because look at the panoramic views you get just standing right here at the helm. You've got nothing to worry about doing your close quarter manoeuvring, and even more so with the fact you're twin diesel and bow and stern thruster. This side window also opens, so if you wanted to talk to anybody on the dock or on the deck, you could easily do so without having to scream and yell. And then if I take you down into the lower accommodation, this one could easily be used as a full-time liveaboard, whether that means it's your permanent house or whether that means that you want to do something long-term like the Great Loop. So much comfortable seating in here. I love those large windows, plenty of natural light, but you can also see there's plenty of artificial light here too. Great headroom throughout. As you make your way forward, you'll see we've got a dining area here. And you've also got that window up overhead. It's got a cover on there, but if you were to remove that, it would allow extra light in as well. You get a well-equipped galley. You get the fridge and the freezer. You get good countertop space. And throughout, you'll find that most of the lockers, drawers, cabinets have all got that push-button lock mechanism. If I lift this up, you'll see you get a 3-burner electric stovetop. And then at the sink, you've got that shower head faucet. I like those retractable faucets when it comes to doing things like the dishes, makes it far easier. And again, you get a handhold, so you always feel safe and secure. And then opposite, in that dining area, they've even managed to find a way of putting storage underneath the seats here too. So it's got like a drawer mechanism, and you can pull that out and you can store different things. You can even put pots and pans in here or whatever. Just a great little setup. A couple of steps down takes you to the lower accommodation again, but before I go into the cabins, I want to also point out that if I lift the steps up, and here you've got additional storage space, but you've also actually got a washer and dryer in here. So if you want to do long-term cruising, you can always have clean clothes, fresh towels, fresh linens, things like that. And when I say storage, this one's actually got spare props in here. There's enough room in here that's where they've stored those, and those are included in the sale with the boat. I really like how bright it is down here too, especially if you were going to be doing something like the laundry. Last thing you want is dark and claustrophobic, and that's never an issue with this boat. To starboard is going to be the first guest cabin, and this has got 2 individual berths, but it's also got infill cushions that you can turn this into a larger double berth if you preferred. And even though it's a guest cabin, you've still got things like you've got the full hanging locker space right behind this mirror door. And it's illuminated and also cedar lined. And I like the use of the mirror doors. There's more of that in the other cabins as well. It helps just give it more light and also makes it feel like a much bigger space. Including right in here in this VIP guest cabin. You can see that up on the bow. That's basically the anchor locker, but they've got it on the side as well. And again, if I open these doors up, you'll see that we've got plenty of space for everybody on board to bring everything they could possibly need to relax on board. I've also got a large hatch overhead. That'll give you extra light and ventilation. Get TV mounted up there. And then there's a guest head compartment. You can access it from the main passageway like I'm doing here, or you can do it from the cabin. It's got a separate toilet and shower. And that shower's got a moulded seat into it as well. Plenty of space for toiletries and personal belongings. More handholds. And then as I make my way aft, I'll take you to the owner's stateroom. This is probably a good time to point out that this one's got 120 gallons of fresh water, 500 gallons of diesel, and 60-gallon holding tank capacity. And there's a neat setup here where it's got a double feature door, because this can close off the aft cabin, and then you've also got storage and AC controls behind the door as well. But look at how much space you have down here. If you were doing any sort of long-term living on board, very few boats can compete with this. And that porthole in the transom, that opens out, so again you get extra ventilation. And it's got a separate toilet and shower compartment for the heads in here. Plenty of storage, even got a little countertop space. TV mounted up there as well. Plenty of room throughout. And I like the fact that it does have that locking mechanism, because this is a boat that flat out in the right conditions, they'll be pushing 30 knots. It's going to cruise in the low 20s. You always want to make sure everything's safe and secure while you're underway. So first up, you've got that toilet on one section. That's a large enough heads compartment in here, and you do have that opening porthole. You got the sink with a vanity station in between, and then you got the shower on the other side. And again, this one's got a seat moulded into the fiberglass to give you as much comfort as possible. And then lastly, I want to take you to the engines on board. And the engines for this one are accessed underneath the main saloon. You just pull back that rug and there's a small hatch. And if you go down here, you're going to find a pair of Cummins QSM11 diesel engines. These are approximately 635 horsepower each. They've got just under 1500 hours on the clock. You can also see we've got the generator down here as well. And I really like the condition of these engines. We've got the gauges on here, so if you're doing any maintenance, you can keep an eye on things. Plenty of light in here. You get your oil and water separators, your filters and things like that. It's just a well thought out, well laid out boat from bow to stern. I'm going to leave a link to the Yacht World listing in the description. I'd like to thank Joe for the opportunity to come on board and share this one with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can leave a comment down below. If you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, I look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.